Hey YouTube, it's Lauren here. Um, Last time I taped something, I think it was week one, and as of today, it's actually week four. Um, so I wasn't able to really post anything week two or three because week two, like half of week two and half of week three, was pretty bad. Um, I it's funny, after my surgery, week one was actually, fairly good in comparison to the other weeks. So I thought, hey, this isn't too bad. Then week two came along, and that's when my persistent nausea started. Um, I am the type of person that like hates being nauseous. It's just, to me, it's the worst feeling in the world. Um, Unfortunately, because I had so much nausea, I wasn't able to eat, and for a while I couldn't keep any food down. Thankfully, I was able to still, keep liquids down so that I could stay hydrated, which was great. Um, and then actually at the end of week two, um, no, I'm sorry, at the beginning of week three, it got even worse. I had called my surgeon, and they prescribed, first they tried the anti-nausea patch, and that I feel like didn't really do much. So they prescribed an oral anti-nausea medication, Zofran, and that seemed to help a lot. Um, so by the time about Thursday of week three, which was last week, I was able to go into work and felt pretty good. So, like, Thursday through Saturday, I was feeling really good. I felt like I was on the upswing of things, and I was just super excited to start feeling myself. I also had a little bit of chicken, um, that was nice and moist, and I didn't really seem to have a problem with that. Well, that was Saturday night. My stomach, it gurgled a couple times, but it didn't make it feel bad. It was almost like it was thinking, do I like this or do I not like this? Um, but then Sunday morning came along, and I woke up with, well, the thing that caused me to wake up was that I had a lot of stomach cramps. Like, I had to use the restroom, um, and my nausea was full on too. So I don't know if it was maybe the chicken. For me though, anytime something has bothered the sleeve, I usually know right away. So I'm not sure if it was the chicken or if it was just a coincidence. Um, but yeah, Sunday, which was yesterday, and today I'm still feeling a little worse. Worse than I thought I would be at this point. And you could probably just tell my eyes are just super super tired looking. Honestly, the most calories I've had since surgery is probably 500 in a day, and that was maybe only once or twice that happened. Um, I had called. I had a nurse that she was at the hospital that I had my surgery at, and she's a bariatric nurse, so she specializes in bariatric patients, and she gave me her number and said I could just give her a call if I ever needed anything. So when I was having trouble keeping food down and was having a lot of nausea, when I spoke to her, she um, recommended a few things, and I asked her, I said, well, is this normal do a lot of people get this? And she said, well, I don't want it to sound the wrong way. She's like, but the nausea usually happens when people give in to not eating. So it's a really vicious cycle because I found that what she says is true. If I force myself to eat something, I don't feel as nauseated. But sometimes, just depending on the day, since every day is different, sometimes, regardless if I eat or not, I'm still nauseous. And thankfully, since there's nothing in my stomach, there's nothing to come out. Um, but there's a lot of dry heaving. Um, Yesterday, when I had woken up, the stomach cramps was because of diarrhea. So I had diarrhea and I had a ton of nausea. So yesterday was just not a good day at all. Thankfully, the stomach issues subsided. So hopefully that was the worst of it. It's so mentally frustrating when you have a couple really good days, and then the third day you wake up and it's just back to where you started. So that can become really depressing sometimes. I saw a couple friends over the weekend, and they asked me. It was actually yesterday evening, and my husband and I were at their house, and it was horrible because they saw me keep getting up to go to the restroom. So they didn't know why. I'm sure they figured it out eventually, but it was because I was nauseous and I needed to go dry heave, and it sounds awful, so I'm not going to do that in front of people. So they saw me at one of my worst days, and I was kind of thinking about it, like, man, when people see me like this, they're probably like, that was a bad mistake to have that surgery. And that's what I feel like people think. But they asked me, and they said, was it worth it? I said, well, ask me in a couple months. As of right now, it's great. I mean, yeah, I've lost weight, but I don't feel healthy right now. I wanted to lose weight, but I didn't want to starve myself. And that's what I feel like is happening right now, is my body just doesn't have any nutrients, and I'm losing weight strictly because I basically just can't eat that much at all. Like, some people are saying that they can have like 2 tablespoons worth of stuff. I think right now I could only do like 1 tablespoon. Because 2 tablespoons, gosh, that's a lot. Like, and it's crazy because, like 2 months ago, I would have been like a tablespoon of food. Like, yeah, right. It's like I can inhale that. And now I look at, my little tiny like saucer plates that I put my food on, and I'm like, really? Like, that's all I can, like, that's so much. So, there's a lot of mental changes that go on, and as I'm sure everyone's heard, it just takes a while to get used to. The hardest part for me is just feeling, so bad. I did the surgery because I wanted balance. I didn't want to go from one extreme to the other, which is where I feel like I'm at right now. I just feel like I went from stuffing my face constantly to not eating hardly at all and being malnourished. That's definitely not where I want to be. So as of today, no, it's not worth it. I started at 246 prior to the pre-op diet. Day of surgery, I was 230. No, I'm sorry. I started at 245, and the day of surgery, I was 236. So I had lost 9 pounds on the pre-op diet, and as of today, I weigh about 209. So, I mean, yeah, it's been a huge weight loss. But like I said, I just want balance. Hopefully it's the same as everyone else, where in a few months I'll be feeling great and, more like myself. And I have no doubt I'll say it's worth it. But as of right now, it's pretty hard. Surgery itself wasn't hard in comparison, for me anyway. So yeah, that's pretty much the update. I didn't want to keep going too many weeks without posting something, because not only am I making these videos as a resource for other people, but definitely for myself, so that I can see, what I went through and remind myself where I started, things like that. But yeah, I'm so tired right now. But I'm trying to keep positive thoughts and just remind myself why I did this, and hopefully in a couple months I'll be feeling great. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. And I hope if you've already had surgery and you're at a similar place as me, that you're healing well, and know that my thoughts are with you. And if you're considering VSG or the vertical sleeve gastrectomy, just definitely be prepared for the first month or two, because it's tough. Whoever says the surgery is the easy way out, it's because they haven't had the surgery. Because if you did, you would know how extremely difficult it is. That's pretty much it, though. So, everyone, have a great day, and God bless.